Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on day one of the 12 Days of Christmas 2024 with my review of It's a Wonderful Knife.
It's
the Horror Man
season and Santa Claus is coming.
I can't believe it's that time of year again. It's time for the 12 Days of Christmas. I have a truly interesting list of films picked out this year, and I hope you guys enjoy my reviews. I included some modern, Christmas-themed horror movies, some bizarre Christmas obscurities. I've got some psycho Santa slashers, a Christmas horror anthology, and even a short film. But I decided to kick off the festivities with a more popular recent title, It's a Wonderful Knife. Officially released last year and then earlier this year on physical media, It's a Wonderful Knife is a Christmas slasher. I love the title, by the way. I also really love this mask and the overall look of the killer, but I'll get to that. It's a Wonderful Knife stars Joel McHale and Justin Long. Set on Christmas Eve over the course of 2 years, the movie follows the story of Winnie Carruthers. Her dad, David, is played by Joel McHale. He works for obnoxious businessman Henry Waters, played by Justin Long. Winnie's mom, Judy, is pretty hot, and Winnie also has a brother named Jimmy. Winnie's aunt is played by Catherine Isabel, and her character's name is Gail Prescott, which I think is an awesome nod to the Scream franchise. Fittingly, It's a Wonderful Knife has a lot in common with Scream. Winnie is a high school student with a boyfriend named Robbie. Her best friend Kara lives in an historic house in town. Kara's grandfather refuses to sign it over to Henry, who wants to build a shopping center on the location. He's just a greedy guy who doesn't respect the historical significance of the home. But corruption isn't the biggest problem this Christmas Eve. There's a killer on the loose, dressed all in white with the vague appearance of an angel. The masked killer slashes his or her way through the small town. Fortunately, the massacre is limited, as Winnie is able to stop the angel killer, and not just stop, but kill. Of course, not before losing someone close to her. Now, a year has passed, and it's Christmas Eve again. But Winnie is still dealing with the trauma of the events from that night. Everyone else seems to have moved on, though, which bothers Winnie, since she can't manage to herself. Not only that, but she feels a bit neglected by her dad, and then she catches Robbie cheating on her at the annual Christmas Eve party. Staring up into the sky, Winnie wishes she was never born. Well, somehow, her wish comes true. Now it's as if she is a stranger in her own town, since no one knows her, because she was never born. And because of the butterfly effect that she caused, the angel killer is still on the loose. With an unlikely ally, Winnie must convince her own family and others in town who she really is. But more importantly, she must convince them of the identity of the killer. All the while, the body count rises, and time is running out for Winnie to reverse her wish. Immediately, and I mean immediately, I was all in on this. It's a Wonderful Knife starts out strong and remains that way throughout. This is a fantastic Christmas slasher film, and one I know I'll be revisiting each and every year during the Christmas season from now on. Before I get into what I love about it, I do have to say there is something about it that sort of bugged me. It's a Wonderful Knife went a little overboard with a certain aspect of the film. It has this specific element in common with a lot of other modern movies. It didn't ruin the film for me by any means, and no movie is perfect. So I'll leave it at that. As I mentioned earlier, I love the look of the angel killer. The blank white mask, the white hooded robe, just the fact that the killer looks like an angel. The small town setting is cozy and extremely festive. The snow, the Christmas lights, the decorations, I love all of it. Obviously, the soundtrack is filled with Christmas songs. One of them, in particular, during one of the party scenes, is truly original. Justin Long is amazing in this. I'm always impressed with the characters he plays in horror films. He's become a horror genre regular, and I think that's awesome. I love how It's a Wonderful Knife is basically Scream meets It's a Wonderful Life. There's clearly a supernatural element, but it works. It's Christmas. It's magical. The kills are bloody and brutal. I think it's really cool how the angel killer's identity is revealed early on, when Winnie kills the angel killer. This is kind of reminiscent, again, to Scream. Scream 6 in particular. In that one, we got a ghost face reveal in the opening and a ghost face kill early on. Of course, in Scream 6, that ghost face was killed by another ghost face, whereas the angel killer is killed by the final girl in It's a Wonderful Knife, until she makes that Christmas wish and changes everything. It's a Wonderful Knife was wildly popular last year, and some people had already reviewed it during Christmas time. Of course, I personally decided to wait until there was a physical media release. When I bought this DVD earlier this year, I knew I would definitely be reviewing it during the 12 days of Christmas. Likely, it would be one of the first days, and here we are on day one. If you're a fan of Christmas slashers, or just slasher films in general, I highly recommend It's a Wonderful Knife. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. What will I review for day 2 of the 12 days of Christmas? Check back tomorrow to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.